Our soundboard's expanding here. Put it in the piano to see what it looks like. This was all cracked apart. Here's a piece I just finished gluing an expansion joint on right here, and just washed the glue off. That's why it's wet. And it, man, it looks like it came from the same piano. The wood matches it. Absolutely beautiful. And over here we have another thing going on. The bridges that go there, of course. And here we are. And what are we doing here?
Packing all these cracks with colloidal silica and super glue.
That stuff
This
right
is full
there.
of super glue.
Ground quartz. Tough stuff.
Seems to be working good.
Yes.
It's a little messy right now.
A little messy
It'll
right
clean
now.
up.
I think this was a particularly cracked up bridge. However, the way the grain of the bridge was laid out this way, like that, and you see these cracks, they're not running with the pin. Usually right here it runs right out the end, cracks. So the bridge is still good. These pins are scissoring into the side grain and they've opened up. So if we do this and work very hard not to get any false beats, we have been successful. False beats are the enemy. And you know what else is the enemy? Loose bridge pins. Now if we replace this maple here, this rock maple, you have a hard time finding anything like this. I have tried, and I live here in New England. If you try to get yourself a piece of quarter sawn rock maple that is any older than 6 months, well, I'd like to know. Maybe some of the guitar people. If you put new maple there that's less than 7 to 8 years old, you're going to end up with this in 10 years. You're going to have problems forever, and it's proven to be so in my time. So we go through great effort to pack silica and super glue, because the silica, well, it's hard as stone. Haha. And it works well for us. It's tedious. But see, those bridge pins are in there to stop the super glue from filling up the holes. It's almost impossible to drill out after. We will see. Chickering bridge again. This is the part nobody sees, I don't think. Gotta take it easy on those bridge pins. Don't get them too low. Hear how tight they are now? I'll tell you, those holes are tight. It's hard to get the pin out. Now what happens is, we're going to be using the same bridge pins again. The part that was in the wood is in beautiful condition, so we're... The dents we put in the bridge pins, when we pull them out now, are going to be inside the bridge later. We're going to turn them upside down. So that part is now sticking in, but I want to take note as to how tight these are. They are very tight. So there we have it. We will show the next stage of this shortly. See, it breaks the friction and then they pull out, and you got to pull them out the right direction. You gotta wash this off. Ooh, that's sharp. You cut your fingers on this glue. This is the little piece we put here just a little while ago. See how well it goes in. All the little slivers are just simply grafted on real well. That's not gonna come off. Now we're ready to put our other piece on here after we wash this off. But on close observation, see, this was open. This was a crack that pulled that way, and I don't see any crushed cells in there. Not a one. It's really looks like a finish on there, doesn't it? The glue. That's the hide glue. Smooth and shiny. I don't know how it would do in humidity though. Probably get sticky and dull. Anyways, here's what we did. We just added this piece here. And I got my barbecue pointer to indicate that. This piece here. And this, of course, was here. It just moved out this way. And that's why you got the jump here. Anyways, I'm going to wash this glue off now. It's hard to tell exactly what's happened here. But it looks like, I always was amazed at how smooth this is. And anyways, our soundboard is getting bigger. Now we're going to probably attach that piece over there back on. I'm going to put this back in the piano and determine how much of a spacer we have to put in to adjust for shrinkage. Not crushing, shrinkage. Alright, we're fitting these pieces in here to make adjustments for the shrinkage. And one of the most important things is to line these holes up to the holes below. Of course, here's one here. And this is where it belongs. So we also see there was a shim in here. Who knows when it was put in there, but it was in there a long time ago, and then our ungluing process, it fell out except for this little piece right here. Little piece is holding on, and I was just taking note of that. So of course we're going to remove this little piece, and we're going to put a spacer in here. We'll square this off nice and square, get rid of this damage here. Somebody put a gouge in there, and I'm going to fill that in. This one here is also lined up with the hole, but if we take this pin out here and push this together, that's how much it's shrunk. It doesn't line up with the hole anymore. And this is space here, so if we put this back where it belongs, that's how wide of a spacer we're going to need. It's shrunk. Look at that. If we push this over here, it's no good. So these pieces have to be in the right position, and we have to compensate for it by adding small pieces of wood like we've been doing. So there we have it.
Simply wet the top of these bridge caps, and polish on graphite with a nice hard felt. That's all it takes. Looks very good.
One of the easiest things to do, huh? Everything seems hard, except this. I heard some people use alcohol. My suspicion is they might have glued it down with hide glue. Because if you try to strip these bridges, the stripper does not touch the graphite until you wash it off with alkaline. And if you hit it with alkaline, then the graphite disappears. but strippies will not touch hide glue. So that's one indication that it might have been a little bit of glue in there. You need one of those things that they click like this. Take 10. Ah, it smells good. Here, perfect. Wipe a little excess glue off.
A lot of excess.
There we go. Got enough to glue another soundboard. So $30 a pound now to get through this stuff. Just about something outrageous. $27 a pound now for glue.
Yeah.
Pay attention. I think I'm squeezing the board, not this thing. Looks pretty good. Okay, before I glue these together, I wanted to show something here. See, glue these together, why not? These holes here, they're not the same depth. I wonder why. See, you might think that they would all be the same depth, seeing how they're tapered tuning pins. Don't know quite what to make of it. See how this one here is on the same plane as these two, but this one is less deep. Doesn't make any sense. Well, that's the way it is. Okay, here's the top of the pin block here. Here's all our pieces. They look pretty bad, but they were really crooked the other day. Now they've straightened out amazingly well. This piece too. So we're going to assemble this piece. These were glued on here like this. And this whole assembly goes on top, and the pin and the plate struts are in there. So this is the first part we're going to put back together, this one right here. And all these will bolt up against it. We'll make it one piece again. After all, the whole piano is held together with glue to begin with. Okay, here's this little piece. I'm glad I found it. It goes like this. So, we glued this piece on. This is good. That ain't coming off. And this piece here, we're going to put right back here like so. See how perfect that fits? Yes, yes, yes. And of course this one will match up to it, and then we'll assemble this whole thing. It will be one piece after. That's a lot easier than trying to make it from scratch. Glue, glue. This was a seam here I let go. So we'll glue this part here first. This is going on second. Oh, actually third. Whoops. Whoops. This here a little bit. There we go. Must be precise. You can see the original machine marks in there. Here. That's good. Oh, perfect. Okay, we're good. Let's put this here, just to be sure. There we go.
Here's the bridge pins. This is the side that was in the bridge for its whole life. We ground the tip off, and then we ground a nice point on the other end that was sticking out originally. So we're going to put these in upside down and keep the original pins, because we cannot find sizes, or we cannot find pins in this size anymore. And you get to say they're original. So here they are, all pounded in, ready to be filed. Putting these in over here. These are different sizes. There's 2 sizes on this bridge. Sometimes they're all the same, sometimes there's 4 different sizes. These 2 sections towards the treble are slightly smaller than these ones. So once these are all in, I can start filing these flat and get a nice sheen on the top, and they'll look 100% better. Right now they're all kind of mashed in there from hitting them with this nice little brass tool to pound these in to the correct height. So that takes some time. They fit in very good, nice and snug. Got to make sure you hit them at the right angle. We don't want to dent these holes. So it's looking good.
Okay, this is a crucial piece. To put this piece in here. Whoops, this was missing. So we're going to put that in here right now. It'll take 2 seconds. Here we go. A little glue. It's all nice and warm. If you're wondering why we use excessive glue, it's because time is important. Can't fool around trying to do little things. So here we go. Make sure this is in the right spot. That's right. Put a piece of rubber here. Put this here. This goes here. Rubber is a good thing. It conforms to the irregular surfaces rather nicely and pushes rather well without denting everything. See, that's good. Nice glue squeeze out here. We got one little piece here left. Just put this here like so. Oh, that's beautiful, see? Perfect. So we'll wait till that to dry and then we'll be ready to attach another piece. Another piece, Chickering, 1867, and this is the lock board that goes right in front of the piano, right in front of the pin block, and this is what we have here. This is going to be reattached. And what we got to do as well, we're assembling the core here to get this back together. This came apart. So we're going to put some glue in here and just show it clamped up. Lots of glue. You know, I heard stories about the siege of Leningrad in World War II. The cobblers and the furniture people lived off the glue for a year. Protein. Oh, gotta open up this here. Here we go. That. Like this. Perfect. Darn little thing. There we go. This, and like this. Gotta have 3 arms. One to hold the clamp, and one to hold the thing, and one to put the glue on. I guess. Let's see. Let's put another one here. I want the glue to squish out of here. Like that. There we go. Now we'll put one this way. Just to hold that in place. There we have it. Very good. Okay. That's it. It's glued. Okay, we just glued this next piece on. That plank here. Quite the clamping procedure. We'll let this dry and then we can move on to the next pieces. Just keep rebuilding this part. There's that little piece. No piece is too small. If we have it, we put it back. There. It's that simple.